Welcome to this edition of Train for Aptitude. Today we look at the ninth concept in the problems on time and distance. Let us read the problem. It takes 8 hours for a 600 kilometer journey if 120 kilometers of this journey is done by train and the remaining by car. It takes 20 minutes more if 200 kilometers is done by the train and the rest by car. What is the ratio of the speed of the train to that of the car? Our options are A. 2:3, B. 3:2, C. 3:4, D. 4:3. From the problem, we could visualize it as two scenarios. The distance between point A and point B remains the same, 600 kilometers. In the first scenario, we have 120 kilometers of this distance covered by the train and the second part of 480 kilometers by the car. In the second case, we have 200 kilometers of this distance covered by train and the remaining 400 by car. Note that the assumption here is the speed of the train and speed of the car is same in both the cases. To solve the problem, we begin with looking at the information that is available. The two segments of the journey, one by car and the other by train, are represented in both cases. The difference in the time is 20 minutes. We represent it as 1/3 of an hour. We assume that the speed of the train and the speed of the car are represented by St and Sc respectively. We next frame equations for the segment journeys by train and by car. We then form an equation for the total time of the journey as a sum of the time of the train journey and sum of the time for the car journey. Simplifying it further, we find an equation that has the product of the speeds on one side and an equivalent equation on the other. We equate the products of the speeds and form the final step and then solve for the ratio that is asked. We generalize the information that is available and denote each of the speed, time and distance as shown. Next, we frame the equations for time for each segment and then the overall time equation as the sum of the time taken for individual segments. We then simplify to produce the product of the speeds of the train and the car. Represent them by equation A and equation B. We frame the final step by equating the two equations A and B that we have prepared in the earlier steps. We then solve for the ratio, the speed of the train by the speed of the car, and we find the answer. Thanks for watching Train for Aptitude. Please encourage us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and liking our Facebook page. You could also catch us on our website trainforaptitude.in.